Chapter 1. Present. Downtown Des Moines. Laura, just call an Uber, please. I'm serious. It's late and my feet hurt. I don't want to walk home with you. I don't need anyone to take care of me. I'm a bad bitch, Heather. She was going to say something, but Laura displayed an array of horrible ninja moves. The show almost left Heather peeing herself from the fit of laughter that she was getting over. Heather said, "Do you think that maybe you could call me when you are done walking?" "I don't know. Maybe I'll just forget." "Laura Elizabeth Euler, do you want me to tell your mom? I have a feeling that you are going to quickly lose some of your confidence." "Don't you threaten me, young lady. I'm not scared of my mom." Yes, you are. Everyone is afraid of Fran." "Okay, fine, I will call you. But I'm not going to like it. No, I'm not." "I love you, Laura." "I love you too. Now you go find someone to make horrible decisions with. You don't call me until you are walking home tomorrow or can't walk because of the bad choice." "You let me know you are okay, though. Can you please remember that?" Laura walked by a single guy, pulling him over and laying a huge kiss directly on his lips. He held his hands out to the sides, and Heather shook her head. She absolutely loved this lady, but her lack of fear actually terrified the shit out of her. When Laura was done trading spit, she pointed to the guy and said, "If you don't find somebody else, then this one right here is going to work for you just fine, right?" Heather didn't love any friend like she did Laura, but there wasn't a speck of doubt she was the most fun kind of trouble. Laura patted the guy on the ass and smiled as she strolled out. Heather shook her head in dismay, embarrassment, and maybe a bit of jealousy that Laura had unmatchable self-confidence and always had. Laura walked out of the bar. She wouldn't call this the best of the neighborhoods in Des Moines, but she loved dive bars, and these were her peeps, at least the ones who were regulars. Laura called everyone else tourists in town who stopped in occasionally, sometimes looking a little scared at the sight of some of the regulars. She walked half a block and stopped, looking for her phone. Laura realized that she didn't need to find it until she got home. Laura knew these boots and clothes were coming off when she got home. So naturally, it would be somewhere on her person, and at that point, she'd find it and give Heather a call. She wasn't about to mess with Heather. She'd known her since they were in elementary school, and the number of times she'd spent the night, or vice versa, had to be in the thousands. Her Fran threat would be accurate for sure, and she would fall through with it. Laura was walking down the street when she saw a woman standing next to a van, which she was currently kicking the ever-loving hell out of. Laura had to assume the van belonged to the lady who was kicking it, or she just really hated this particular van. Laura was far from being a mechanic, but her dad had made sure at the very least that if a tire needed changed, that a boyfriend, her dad's worst nightmare, would not be needed. The basics were taught, and it helped when it felt like God was taking a crap on her day. Laura walked up, trying to clear her voice, but over the kicking going on, didn't think that the very pissed-off would-be motorist could hear her. The last thing she wanted to do was scare the stranger. This neighborhood didn't make her nervous, but she also knew there was no shortage of pistols, rifles, shotguns, and knives in town, and if you came up on the wrong person, they would feel awfully inclined to show you exactly what they were carrying. Laura gave up on clearing her throat and decided to take the direct approach, the one that somewhat drunkenly made the most sense at the moment. Laura kept her distance and threw one of her high heels up against the side of the van. The woman in the dress jumped. Laura wasn't sure if she should run, stay, or help. She said, I'm sorry, but seriously, you couldn't hear me. I didn't know what else to do." "You threw a shoe at me." "It's a heel." "I have a flat tire. That's what was keeping me busy hitting my van." "Do you have a spare?" "Unless you have a big, strong man, then it isn't going to do anything at all for me, is it?" Laura looked at the woman. That sisterhood staying together made this difficult. She said, "Who needs a man? We can do it without any issues. Lefty-loosey and shit. There's no problem, right?" "Can you get a lug nut loose?" Laura didn't want to say that the size of this lady was making her wonder why she didn't just do it herself, but figured maybe she truly never knew how to or never had to do it. So that being said, she thought it was time for Mechanic Laura to step up and hope that she remembered half the shit her dad told her. She said, "Well, the good news is I think that I can. Do you have a light?" "Oh, I don't smoke." Laura laughed. "No, the wheel. Can you shine some light on it?" A flashlight came on, instantly making Laura take a step back. She looked up at the person she wanted to help. When she saw a tattered baby face staring back at her, she looked, wanting to touch it, knowing it wasn't real, but she almost felt compelled to validate its fakeness with a touch. Laura figured no good would come of any of this and spun on her shoeless heel, feeling the muscles in her legs ready to do whatever the fuck needed to be done if it meant survival. She did not make it as much as a step. Laura screamed at the top of her lungs when she felt her hair being gripped and yanked back. It was not hard to miss since when she came into a room and the light caught the purple highlights accenting her gypsy-like black hair, it was the first thing you noticed. The force that she was pulled back with took her off balance instantly. She fumbled in her purse, trying to find her can of mace or her keys, but quickly realized it wasn't going to matter. She spun, feeling her hair had to be on the verge of getting ripped out. But she had hands, feet, and teeth, and would use every single tool at her disposal to get away from the seemingly innocent, well-intended mistake she'd made that had taken a horrific turn for the worse. By the time she tried to turn around, the loss of balance meant she no longer had both feet touching the ground. Whomever this was, they took her by the throat, spinning her around one time until her legs were flailing in the dark of night. The fingers around her neck might as well have been an iron grip, because there wasn't going to be a single thing done about it until they were damn well ready to let go of it. She launched into the rear of the van, not knowing that this wasn't even close to being the worst part of her night.